soup here. Yummy, yum, yum. Very good. Very good, very good, very good. Hope everyone is well. Hope you're all well. Here's one for you. A wee quick update on something. Something. Right. A friend, gabapentin, pregabalin. Original prescription, original diagnosis, lower back pain, stroke, possible nerve damage, no investigation. We'll put you on gabapentin and pregabalin. Also, on top of that, fluoxetine for low mood and tramadol. Okay, tramadol, and that's a very potent concoction. Anyway, 3-4 years go by and they want to reduce the prescription. GP says, did we ever get you referred for your back to be checked? 4 years. The answer being no, we never. Okay? So, not ideal. And one thing led to another. And friend says, I don't feel like the last 3 or 4 years on this prescription has been justified. Just grab my soup. It feels like I've just been doing this for nothing. Okay? GP says, well, that's fine, we can start again with a clean slate and take a look at your prescription. Doesn't sit right. So, little does the GP know. Croutons, lovely. Little does the GP know that my friend has actually got himself off of the prescription. Okay? Got the prescription down and removed himself from them. Okay? No back pain, nothing at all. In bringing himself off of the prescription, he'd gotten himself fit, lost 4 stone, got his core into a usable, functional shape, got a routine of training his core stability exercises, building his core, building his hips, you know, his adductors inside of the groin, lower back, the glutes, which is the rear of the bum. He started to squat, and the squat, the hack squat, is a phenomenal exercise for strength overall, over the whole body, does everything. And basically, no pain was recorded, but the GP still pressed him. He eventually offered this information to the GP, and the GP was annoyed. Why are you here? Why have you come here? Are you trying to trick us? No, I think you're trying to trick us. So the GP showed annoyance, whereas the GP should always remain neutral. Then said, would you like referred for your back? This is 4 years down the line. Friend said no, back's fine. Just thought I'd let you know that I've got myself off everything, and I feel so much better than I've ever felt since you put me on all that stuff. And that's a common theme. And other people will not be so lucky, and other people will not get those results, but a huge proportion of them will. So, prescription drug reduction. I will make a waiver just now, guys. At no point in any of my videos will you ever hear me telling anyone to just stop taking something. You'll never hear me fouling a prescription and saying don't take anti-suppressants, don't take antidepressants, serotonin inhibitors, don't do it, right? What I'm saying to you is that of the people I speak to, a massive proportion of them are not suitable for those things, were not suitable, they weren't the answer, they didn't help, in fact they caused more harm than good. And a lot of people are overprescribed because they don't challenge the prescription at source, because you think the GP is the expert. They don't require a second or a third opinion, and they are often overprescribed or wrongly prescribed antipsychotics, stuff like that. So if you are in the process of trying to reduce a prescription because you want to try an alternative way back to health or back to life, please do so with care, with reading the correct information, with getting as many opinions, professional as possible, and getting help and asking for those second and third opinions from GPs. And if you don't like the same GP, ask for a different one. That is your right. Okay? And do so with some conviction. Have no fear. Please have no fear. Fear will hold you back. Fear will condition you to agree with anything, literally, because you'll just say okay, and you'll assume that the person giving you, the dialogue is correct and accurate in their information, and that is not always the case, and it cannot always be the case. It's like people when they tell you, my doctor told me to eat this. Your doctor's not a nutritionist, he knows nothing about diet, and that's a fact. No doctor should be telling anyone what to eat. Okay. And that was that. I just wanted to share that with you quickly, because I thought it was important. It's important that you challenge things, guys, if you feel that you're being misrepresented. It's important that you challenge the dialogue and the narrative that these professionals are using in order to, to, how can I say this, to get you on the drip and get you on the hook. It's my belief that they want you on these things, that there is a greater force at play here, and I don't like it. I don't like any of it. And that's that, guys. Yeah. So please ask for the right information, and please question your prescriptions on a regular basis, not once every 6 months, not once every 18 months, 3 years, 5 years. Please question them more often. The reason being, it is your health that's at play here, guys. It is your health that's at risk. Only your health, no one else. You have every right to the correct information, accurate, up-to-date information on what is good for you and what is not, what's working and what is not. Back pain is one of the biggest causes of ill health, days off, low esteem and everything in this country, and yet a lot of back pain can never be located because it is almost impossible to prove with back pain, and most of it is down to poor conditioning, poor diet, sitting wrongly on couches, sitting on badly designed couches, sleeping wrongly, not getting the correct rest, not being functional in your movements and your athleticism, not understanding the basic physiology of your body and your makeup, not understanding anything about yourself and just basically doing things wrong. And that's why you see so many people in walking frames, wheelchairs, walking sticks, young guys, you know, because of really, really poor overall conditioning. And we're all fundamentally designed for movement. We're all designed for movement, and so many people are not moving. And when you're allowing the body to break down, you're allowing the mind to follow, because it's all the same machine from top to bottom. It's all the same machine, and one can't function correctly without the other in balance and in tune. So when you destroy the equilibrium of your overall being, physically or mentally, you destroy everything. So don't do it. And that's just a wee short update, guys, on that. And that's yet another example. Someone else coming to me and offering that information, you know, verifiable and, you know, with integrity. So there you go. Okie doke, that's that. Well, it's coming to the end of the night, it's coming to the end of the weekend. I've got a lovely sunset to look at here. It's beautiful, it's fresh, it's chilly, it's probably going to be a cold night, but that's fine as well. I enjoy that. On a wee side note here, I had a conversation. We're talking about self-defence, and I always ask people the same set of questions. I say, well, how would you defend yourself if, you know, you were attacked? And this is one for the females, the males. It's just one in general, but it could be. I could direct this to the females, who are a lot of the time more slightly built than men. So I would say, how would you defend yourself? And the individual says, I would do this, and they, you know, they grab their thumbs or they make fists like that, and they say, I would do this. And I say, well, if you make a fist, right, and you strike out, and I just dip my head, and you connect, your hand will explode, metacarpals, wrist, elbow, arm can dislocate, and all of a sudden you've lost a limb. So we'll take that out, and then you throw another one, and you miscalculate, and you rip your thumb back and dislocate your thumb. Then you've lost 2 limbs. So what would you do now? I'd use my head. Okay, you go in with the head, and the person's got 2 hands, which is 5 fingers, and they do that, or they do that. They've got 10 chances at getting a finger in your eye and ripping an eye with a nail or a ring or a bangle or a watch strap. They've got 10 chances, right? And they've got, the odds are stacked in their favour, 5 to 1 either side. So you don't go in with the head, you stay out of range. You go in with the feet? Well, no, because if you're not trained how to kick, then you're going to be off balance and you're going to get it all wrong. So what do? Well, here's a simple one. If I had the carnal knowledge all those years ago, I would never ever clench my fists in a fight, in a street fight, in a defensive situation, in anything at all. But this is purely about self-defence. This is not about using this aggressively in any way, shape or form. I don't condone that. But there's a thing called palm strikes, okay? Here and here. Very, very forceful area. And if this little bit here, just turn the camera. If this little bit here is the jawline, okay? And there's the face. This is Hector, right? I can push. I can strike the nose, right? And send it into the brain and destroy the neocortex and the brain function and everything that goes on, and light the whole head up with pain. A lot of nerves in this area. Okay, I can strike up the way on the jawline, impart enough pressure to cause a concussion, and I've got great power to do so. I've got 2. I can push up the way, bang, like that, okay? I can strike one and strike two at the nose. I can strike one at the jaw and strike one at the throat. I can strike one at the jaw and slap to the ear, shatter the drum, explode the drum. If there's jewellery, I can drive the jewellery into the skull. Anything to cause the maximum amount of shock and the maximum amount of pain to the aggressor in order to stop the aggressor in his tracks. And that's what it's all about. People say, I'll kick to the groin, I'll do this, I'll do that. Someone hell-bent on attacking you won't feel a strike to the groin if they're under the influence of certain things or they're mentally off balance or out of tune. All these people talk about all this and you see it all these, right, I'm just showing you some basics here just because we had the chat. So never forget that you've got this and you've got that, and that's Hector. Boom, there you go. And people talk about chokeholds, people talk about elbows, people talk about guard, people talk about chopping. If you go in close to anybody and they know chokeholds and they know all of that, then you're out of luck. And a lot of the time you can be out of time as well. So don't do that. Just defend yourself. Quickly strike immediately. Don't stop for a conversation, don't stop for a chat. Defend yourself rapidly and aggressively, and then get out of dodge. Get right on your toes. Strike, shock, aim for here. Okay, if that's the jawline, you're aiming back here, way back here. So you want to put it all the way through, aim right through the head. So if that's the jaw, you're aiming here. Bang, straight through. Bang, straight through, okay? As hard as you can, right there. Smash it, left and right. The nose, the chin. Just crack it as hard as you can. Job done. Why am I showing you that? Well, because I was told of an incident today where someone unfortunately wasn't able to defend themselves from an unprovoked attack and sustain some serious injuries. And not good, never good, never good. So always learn the basics, look after yourself, keep yourself in good shape. Remember what I said, guys, it's all the same machine, okay? There's no point teaching a slightly built 7-stone woman how to punch. She's got tiny little fists and she's not going to punch and do any damage, right? And that's it. Somebody's asking what's wrong with just punching. Here's what's wrong with punching. That's my knuckles up here, because I punch with that much force that when my hand connected with bone, it exploded and the bone all shifts back. So irreparable damage, right? Hands broken 6, 7, 8 times either side. Arthritis, pain, tingling, loss of sensation, all sorts of nerve and tendon damage. Do you want hands like that? Ain't cool. So punching with an unwrapped, ungloved hand, bone on bone, and I dip my forehead, that's always going to beat that. Always, 100% of the time. So punching in a self-defence is only going to break your hand. A lot of the percentage of the time you'll break your hand will explode, and then you're unable to use it. So keep it usable. Use that, you're not going to break that. And you can, you know, that's a huge area there. It's a very strong, powerful area. Palm strikes. If you want to see anything on it, type in Bas Rutten. Bas Rutten is a Dutchman, you know. He was a pioneer in MMA and UFC, and Bas was devising palm strikes decades ago and destroying people with them, liver shots and stuff like that. Underhooking and undercutting with a palm strike to the liver and just wiping highly trained, highly conditioned athletes out cold. So there you go, something of interest, guys, just something of interest. You don't punch in a self-defence situation unless you're highly trained and very used to punching and your hands are really up for it. But there you go. Let me see. The bar fight is legendary. You're correct, MMA fan. Old Baz Rutten. So let me see. High dot. Chokeholds are brilliant if you know how to execute them. Okay guys, there you go. I was just wanting to catch up with you and give you a little enlightener into what's going on. I'm always talking to people, constantly getting information, and the show must go on. So there you go, that's that. Hector, right to the button. Well, and nor do I condone violence. It's absolutely for defence only. Don't get gallus with anybody in any way, shape or form for no reason. Not cool. Hope everybody did a good weekend. It's a funny old weekend. Busy yesterday. One of those days today. I didn't quite get out of the starting blocks with what I wanted to do. I didn't quite get there, but I got somewhere. I just didn't get there. So there you go. Well, I hope everyone's well, and I hope everyone's healthy and focused for the week coming. Tomorrow morning, get up, get hydrated, get something in your stomach. Stop telling yourself that you can't eat until lunchtime, then you go and grab a meal deal. Crap stuff, something rubbish, fried food, don't do it. Get something decent in you, okay? Somewhere's better than nowhere, correct? So focus on yourselves guys, have a good week. I'll talk soon, talk through the week, and I'll do a little video tomorrow night on part 2 of the budget camping stuff, and we'll crack on with that. So I hope yous are all well. I hope everyone is generally and genuinely in decent fettle. If you're not, work on it. Good luck at Broomhill, Brian. Have a great one. It's a great wee place. Okay, doke. Take it easy, guys, alright?